Hello and welcome to the 19th video in the Project Sovereign series. In this video, I'll complete the bottom of the saucer by adding window cutouts and other details. I'm eager to dive into this, so let's get started. Since the last time I saw you, I've made some more refinements to the saucer bottom. I added some lifeboats, and the cool thing about this is they're separate objects. Just like the armor plating, because the saucer bottom is flat, so no need to carve them in. I can just create separate lifeboat objects and use them like that. I've also cut in some windows going all the way around here and the two bays of the front window. These banks right here. Now I'm going to make a smaller detail, and it's funny how some of the smaller details are harder to make. What I'm trying to make, I don't know if you can see it, this little overhang here, it goes all the way around. You can see here, it's going to go all the way around this underneath bay right here. So the way that I thought to do it was to extrude, just select all these polygons and extrude, but you can see that's not going to work because of the way the model is, these polygons flow around and they come through here. So that's just the way it is. And I thought about creating an outline, a shape from a line too, but it's going to be the same issue. So I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way and create a line. So let me isolate this. Actually, no, let me keep it because I'm going to need this piece too. And I'll just create a line. And it's going to be a little bit bigger than this area because it's going to come in. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So let's see if I can see through all this gobbledygook. Will it show up? Okay, it'll show up here just fine. So here, all the way down to here, here, and all the way down to here. I think this is going to do it. It's tricky because it's a weird kind of curvy shape, but let's see what we can work with. All these are going to be Bezier corners. Just like that. I'll create the interpolation. 48 has been a lucky number for this so far. So again, just kind of making it a little bit. This could probably come in some more right there. I just want to make it follow the shape as best as I can. Something like that. Let's do this one. Move this one in a little bit more. So something like this. Let's see how this works out. It's going to disappear, but that's okay because I'm going to give it an outline. So select all the splines, and let's see the outline. There we go. This might have to come in a bit more. Looks like it's crossing over. So let's select that. There we go. Oops. Okay. And I'll extrude it. Something like this. So it's going to need some tweaking. Some more playing with the line. It'll be easier to do now that this extrusion has taken place. I could just show the end result. Move this to where I want it to be. So I'm just going to keep tweaking it like this, but this is generally how I'm going to solve this problem. And you can see it's going to fit nicely all the way around this area. Okay, so here it is. Just a little more tweaking with the line position and the Bezier curvature, but there it is. That little lip that hangs underneath this bay was kind of a pain to make, but worth it, I think, in the end, because it helps to add scale to the model. As you know, that is what I like to do. And it's also was just visible on the actual model, so I want to incorporate it here. But yep, just another step towards finally being done with this part of the project. With that out of the way, it's time for me to create these window banks underneath the saucer, and they're going to be a little bit tricky, so I thought it'd be worth showing just how I'm going to do this. So we've got our friend the Pro Boolean here. Start picking imprint. I'll get rid of that blank. Convert to edit poly. And select all of these polygons here, as you would expect. But this is a little bit tricky because of all the geometry involved. All right, make sure this and nothing else. Oh, see? Always got to be on the lookout. And the gizmo is centered here. That is a good sign. So let's proceed. So hinge from edge. Choose an edge, which will be this guy. And just kind of probably about 15 degrees. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, that should be fine. Now I'm going to clean up this edge. Usually with hinge from edge, there's, yeah, you can see it right here. There's some kind of nastiness going on. So I just got to weld these vertices in place. Not a big deal. Just target weld. Let's see here. Make sure that's all nice and clean before moving on. Otherwise, I think that one's going to be fine. Otherwise, it's just like a noisy. Let's see, is that? I think these are all going to be fine. Right here. Yeah, and I can clean up any. See if I can get rid of this guy. Nope. But I can clean it up with smoothing groups later on. But it's looking pretty good right now. So now what I need to do, it looks like I'm finished. But the problem is that these actually tilt out. You see when I look directly beneath this wall right here needs to tilt out. And that's going to be a problem because all these lines are in the way and I want to just move this piece right here. So what I need to do is I'll hold Control and click edges. And I want to delete certain edges, but not all of them. So I need to be careful and deselect the ones that I want to keep. So I can move the vertices to where they need to be, and I will show you what I'm talking about in just a moment. All right, so after all that, I realized these are really the only edges that I need to delete. So Control Backspace, and those all go away. And I'll show you why I did that. Just select these vertices. Have 6 selected, sure enough. I know I don't have any excess selected. Be sure edge constraints are on. And just move it. Like that. I think that's going to be maybe a bit more. Yeah, that'll be fine. Now all I need to do is take one of these window blanks and Boolean that out. and I'll have my windows in there. But the last thing I want to do before moving on to that step is make sure this is all sharp, because this isn't looking great, this edge right here. So I want to see if I can fix it with a smoothing modifier. So I just make sure that only these polygons are selected and give it smooth. And actually, I think I'm going to keep auto smooth off. Collapse all. There we go. See how nice that is now? Nice and crispy. That's what I wanted. By keeping auto smooth off, it's not going to smooth any edges around. It gives it that nice crisp look. So really happy with the way that this came out. All I have to do now is boolean the windows. And I believe that'll be it for the bottom of the saucer. So there you have it. I completed the rest of the window cutouts right here. And I've also added a bit of color, I don't know if you noticed, to these landing pads, which is what I suppose they are. And that will be that for the bottom of the saucer. So moving on, making some real progress with this model. Putting in all the windows and whatnot, adding some detail. And the bottom of the saucer is done. So in the next video, I'm going to get started on this ventral wedge shape, which should be a lot of fun. More lifeboats, more windows, and this groove that runs along the side is going to be a challenge, but it should be fun. I'm feeling motivated about this model. Always great to see work getting done. Just got to keep plowing my way through this. And eventually, we will have a finished Sovereign class model on our hands. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.